Hello.
All right, guys, I had to check the date again because I never know what day it is, but today is July 7th, and this is Team Fit to Fight's team call. A few quick announcements I want to go over is this is the second week of Team Beachbody Cup, so if you guys are on team, step up your game. Let's get this thing going. My goal is to hopefully help 10 people this month, so I hope you guys are on the same page as me and everything. The challenge pack deals are the 3-day refresh, which comes with the packet for everything you need for the refresh, and then Shakeology, which is $140, and that's a $70 savings. Same thing with PIO. You get everything you need for PIO and your Shakeology, which is $140. And then same thing with the 21-day fix in Spanish, which, if you guys have people that are Spanish on your team, then go for it. It's kind of a niche market, but it's really cool that they were able to do that. And Autumn is killing it. She's number one on Team Beachbody with all her stuff and everything. I'm sure Shailene with PIO is going to be coming up soon. So that's just a heads up. I wanted to give a huge shout out to Megan Warpy for being top coach of the week again. I'm going to make a fun little post, but I wanted to start announcing it on the team call. So you guys, after we get off, just show her some love on her Facebook because she's killing it. And as of right now, she is in the lead for top coach again for this week. So game on, guys. Who's going to beat her?
Awesome.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, Megan. I don't know. You're putting up a hard fight. I would like to see some challengers, but today's call, I kind of want to go over, it's going to be kind of like a troubleshooting call, but I want to go over a few quick announcements. Something that I've been thinking about, and I actually talked to I talked to Megan. I was going to say one of the leaders, but I want to start giving you guys a more an agenda of what's kind of going on. That way we're all on the same page. That way we can all recruit for the same challenge groups. And, if they're big challenge groups, we can cut off into smaller groups, have our leaders lead those groups and just kind of share the same ideas and post and, go towards the same direction with the fun ideas, with the, fun accountability pictures, the challenges and everything like that. So today, by the end of tonight, I'm going to open the Insanity Challenge group. Now that group is for anyone who's doing Insanity. They didn't have to buy it last month. Obviously, it was something to recruit for last month because Insanity was on sale. That's going to open today, and I asked everyone in the Movement Legacy, whoever was doing Insanity is always welcome. It's my favorite program, so I feel like I kind of have a little inside scoop, sneak peek, or whatever, some extra tips and tricks about that. July 14th, I'm going to open a cleanse group. So if you guys want to do the 3-day refresh with me and whoever else we can get, that'll be starting next Monday. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, next Monday. Monday or Tuesday, because I'm giving you guys a heads up now. Beachbody packages usually come in on a Tuesday, so we can start on Tuesdays if that's when all you guys get it, and then Monday we'll just have it as a preseason kind of thing. We'll just talk about our meal plan, what kind of groceries to get, things like that, just the overall of the 3-day refresh. July 21st, I'm going to start a PIO group, and let me tell you guys a little bit how I'm going at this with my prospects. I message them, and I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but I am like the farthest thing from a yogi. I get super antsy. I feel like I'm not doing anything. I am the biggest skeptic about yoga. So, and I really don't like working on my abs. So Pilates isn't my thing either. But I'm coming at it with that objective in mind, that I tell my customers or I tell my teammates that, hey, I need you to hold me accountable, because I know that if somebody's not holding me accountable for yoga, then I'm going to basically I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be like 3 days in and I'll be like, whatever. So I'm going at that angle. I say, hey, I'm looking for some ladies or for Jared, in your case, you're looking for men about, it's a lower impact program. And I kind of just say, hey, I'm looking for some people to hold me accountable because I really want to do this program, and it'd be fun to try something new with you. I've never tried it. It just came out. It'd be a lot of fun, and that's the kind of angle I'm going at. And then usually they're like, yeah, like let me hear about it, and then I'll be like, all right, that sounds great. Actually, I have a video about what it's like that would probably do it more justice. Do you want me to send that over? And then they're like, of course. So you just send them the YouTube video, have them look at it, have them tell you what they think, and then, ask about when's a good time to follow up. This is kind of a little off my agenda for this call, but the most important thing, and I talked to the leaders today, and something that, we're concerned about is how can we learn to seal the deal? And I think for me, the biggest cornerstone of the business was when I started asking, when can I follow up with you? When can I, So if somebody says, oh, like I have to wait till payday, or I have to wait to talk to my mom, or I have to wait until I finish the semester, whatever. That's when you come in and you say, when can I follow up with you? You write it down on your calendar and you follow up with them on that day, and you say, you check in, you talk to them, you ask them more questions about their lives, what's going on, and then you just ask them, hey, I want to follow up with you because so-and-so challenge group is coming up and I would still love to have you. And then that's kind of how, it's an easy way to get an answer without being like, hey, are you going to buy this or not? You know what I mean? And it keeps it more personable. And that's huge. You want to be relatable in all your sales, because we're not sales women. We're not salesmen. They're here to share the products. And that was another good, a good topic that was brought up by another leader is just, you want to share the products. You don't want to sell the products. We did a little brainstorming, and we basically came up with, a couple objectives that we get a lot, and a couple of Facebook things I want to go over too. Before I get onto that, I want to also announce that on July 28th, I'm going to be starting a new coach group, or anyone pushing for Emerald. So I think it's going to be 10 days long. I'm going to use a different format. So I'm hoping that, I'm going to make it better for Team Fit to Fight, keep people in the loop. And I want you guys to keep recruiting. I want you guys to feel safe about bringing people into this team, and that that they're going to succeed. So go out there, recruit. Don't be shy about sharing the business. Talk to at least 2 to 3 people a week about the business. That's really how you're going to build your team. It's how you're going to advance and rank. It's how you're going to hit SC points, everything like that. So that's the schedule for the next coming up month. I hope that kind of eases some stress on you guys, that, we'll have a bunch of different leaders leading each group, and, we'll be working together. So it's literally inevitable for your teammates to succeed. Okay, so today I want to talk about a couple of objectives and some Facebooking tips. So first of all, an objective that we've seen is it's too expensive, or, I just can't find anyone to be on my team. Well, if you're using the excuse, I can't find anyone for my team, I want to challenge you and ask you how many people you're really talking to. The truth is that people are out there everywhere. For example, Instagram is literally an endless amount of customers. Even if you have to build some momentum and get some people from the UK, I have people from Germany on my team, and just because I like to talk to them about fitness and, what they're doing. I wake up at 5, so some of my girls are only on at 5 in the morning. But it's good for momentum building, and you could hashtag something on Instagram. You can look for groups on Facebook. I know I recently, I think Megan or Nina were talking about this last team call. I recently went on meetup.com, and I joined a bunch of like outdoors groups, or like things that I'm passionate about. I still need to follow up with that, but I'm excited to see about the possibilities. Talking to people face to face is huge, and, making that they could see that spark and that passion in your eyes, even when you talk about it. So even if you mess it up, even if your pitch isn't perfect, just bring it up and just ask questions about them. Don't talk about yourself a lot. It's okay to share your story. And I always tell people, share your story once a month, because you're continuously adding new people to your page. And, that's huge. But always when you're one-on-one, ask questions about the other person. As Lindsay Matway always says, you want to be interested, not interesting. So what that means is you want to be interested in them. You don't want to sound like your life is so interesting. Nobody really wants to hear about that, especially if you're talking to them first, okay? So that goes with that objection. And then the too expensive is, this one is a tough one because you don't want to seem inconsiderate or not understanding. But this again comes in where you can say, when's a good time to follow up with you? Or, okay, do you want me to keep you in the loop for the next challenge group? And that's when you write down in your little handy dandy notebook, hey, okay, Jess wants to go in the next PIO group because next month is going to be just more comfortable for her. That's where she's going to be at, things like that. So with the too expensive, again, I want to challenge you. If this is something that's holding you up, I don't think you're making enough exposures. Too expensive is kind of like a BS excuse, I would say. Obviously some people are in financial difficulty. So I don't mean it completely, but sometimes people who aren't ready, which you also don't want in your challenge group anyway, people who aren't ready, who haven't had that light go off about, okay, I really want to lose weight, like this is it, like I'm done feeling like this anymore, like that's when they'll come back to you, they'll know you're there, and they'll join your challenge group. Some people use all these different types of excuses just because they're simply not ready. And as long as you make it clear, like, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. And I always say that is just make it obvious that you're there for them, add them in the Movement Legacy page, and they'll be getting tips, and people will be talking them up and everything like that, and they'll feel like, oh man, well, if y'all can do it, I can do it. So that's how I kind of deal with that, is just continually checking in with them. I'm not saying put them in the forefront of your prospects, but write it down. Write down what they're doing, write down where they're at, write down when to follow up with them. Okay, going back to how to seal the deal, not only do I use, hey, when can I follow up with you? I use, when can I help you get started? For example, I was talking to someone today and she was like, okay, that sounds really cool. Like I'd be definitely interested in the PIO group, for example. And I'm like, okay, awesome. Well, when are you ready? Like, when can I help you get started? And then she'll be like, on Thursday. That'd be great, because that's my payday. And then boom, you write it down in your calendar and you have your customer. Okay, so when can I follow up with you, and how can I help you get started? Simple questions, right? Okay, and another thing I want to go over quick is Facebook posting. We've gone over this subject a lot, but I really do feel like it's super important. It's one of the biggest tools that we have is social media. One of the things that I use, and one of the things in my own head as like a rubric that I want to share with you guys, is I literally reread my post to myself, and I picture myself being my target, who I'm trying to target as a customer, reading it. And sometimes, honestly, guys, I giggle and I roll my eyes, and then I go, yeah, that would never catch my eye. I mean, honestly, if it's more than like, today was like my max length, I think, about the PIO group. If it's anything more than that, I'll skip it. If it's anything that's like, hey guys, like super, it just sounds super cheesy, I'll skip it and I'll roll my eyes. Like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, who are you trying to attract, for one? And do you even like the way it sounds? And another question to ask yourself for any of the long posters, whoever posts the long post, ask yourself, would you read that if you scrolled by it? I know like posting your journey or posting your story is a long message or a long post. That's why I say once a month, honestly. And if you guys have something that you guys want to share, you guys have been killing it with your blogs, put it on your blog, because people will go there, you'll bring in a lot of new views, and people will be able to learn about you without scrolling through the Facebook and being like, really, I'm not going to read that. People put up chunks of paragraphs like this with no enter space in between, and I'm like, hard pass. I'm not going to read that. Sorry, one second. Also, what I want to say about Facebook is I am a fan of hashtags. Don't use a lot of hashtags. If you're going to use hashtags, I say tops, like 4 short ones or 2 long ones or whatever. You don't want your hashtags to be longer than your post. Also, for Instagram, if you are hashtagging, which is a great tool to build your followers, always hashtag in the comment section. It just, you can keep adding followers. This was in a Shailene Johnson training that I once saw, and I've been doing it ever since. If you don't get a lot of page views on something because you wake up early and you're like, oh, I really want to post this to Instagram, and it's 5 a.m. and no one that follows you is awake, you could just go ahead and repost that comment with all your hashtags and have people post it, have people like it later. That's kind of the tips that I have. Something with Facebook again, and I was kind of reading a little bit. I was kind of creeping through some top coaches and everything, and something that I learned is always go out of your way to reach out to somebody. I think recently I saw Nina or something this morning, and she posted on one of her friends' wall, and she was just like, hey, I'm thinking about you. And that's huge because, whether you have 200 friends or 700 friends, whatever it is, no one's going to be able to always see your Facebook newsfeed, or your post or whatever. So go to somebody's page and say, hey, how are you? I missed you. Or, comment on something that they posted, like, hey, this is a sweet picture. Like, how did you do that? Or like anything. Just keep it real chill. Don't make it anything about Beachbody. Just post genuinely about who you are, about what you're curious about, who you really miss. And, that's going to bring more interaction with your Facebook post. That's going to bring your post to their newsfeed, and then their newsfeed, their likes will come up on someone else's page. It's all about the Facebook marketing tool. So that's a couple things that I wanted to talk about tonight because it seemed like a couple objections, but I want to open the floor and talk to you guys about anything else that you guys are feeling that is stressing you out, or that you have questions about anything I asked, or anything about what's coming up in the future. Yeah.
I don't know this while everyone's thinking about their questions. I was just going to add a couple things that I've been learning about blogs. There's just a couple tactics that you guys might want to start using for those of you who have blogs. One, as a blogger and whatnot, you actually want to be going on and commenting on other people's blogs. So try to maybe even make it a goal to like find like a random mom blog if you're a mom, and just comment and just say, oh, I love these tips, like whatever. Another one is to try to connect to someone else's blog. So not in the comment section, but you can actually, if you're using Google Blogger or Gmail Blogger or whatever, if you press plus, so say Nina, if you wanted for whatever reason to reference Megan's blog, you just do plus, and then you can start typing in her name, or you could type in my name or whatever, and that'll connect it to like her information too. So I don't know, those are just some blog tips. And then the way that your eyes naturally go is to the bottom, I think it's the bottom left hand corner. I don't know, I'll have to there's like visual mapping and stuff, but make sure you guys are adding pictures to your blogs because people are very visual. So there's what I had to add. That was super random. So
I like that. Thank you. I know a lot of us have been blogging, and I think that's a good tip. 'Cause I don't know that, and for me, trying to find people to follow my blog is like super hard. So any tips would definitely help. And staying consistent with your blog, I know, is huge too. So if you guys are consistent, continually posting, even if it's something short, that's going to be a huge game changer for how many followers you guys get.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
At all? Okay. Going on what she said about the blogs, if you have Blogger or Blogspot, whatever it's called, can you hear Phil's TV? I feel like it's so loud.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Okay. If you go on like the main screen where it says like where your blogs are, and then like you can see like how many people saw it or plus one view or something like that, there's a thing that says edit. You can press edit and then hashtag anything that post is about, and that automatically sends to Google. So say if your thing is how to make stir fry, that's what I ate today, that's why I just said that, but how to make stir fry, like just hashtag everything that you think someone would want to know about making stir fry, and that automatically sends to Google. So whoever is looking up how to like make stir fry, it will be there already. So that's how, like, I have a lot of views on my blog, and I don't post anything. Like, I've been trying to like put it towards my Facebook, but I have 5,000 views a day, and I don't do anything. It's just because I hashtag it, like all of my
you
posts.
get 5,000 views a day.
Yeah.
I hashtag the living crap out of my stuff, and I am not getting that many hits a day.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, my cousin is an SEO or whatever, and he just posts a bunch of like random stuff, and I read it, like how to be like #1 on Google and all of that. And he says just hashtag everything that you could think about, like cats, dogs, whatever that's popular, and it will automatically send it to you, like send your blog to Google. And every time like someone new like looks at it, you go up further and further up the chain.
That's good tip.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
wait a minute.
sorry.
So, that's okay. So, how do you do that again? Well, first of all, what is your blog? I want to look it up.
It's so bad. I need to like update it, but it's my first and last name. So Alyssa Dashner, ALYSSIADASHNER
Okay.
at blogspot.com.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm going to remember that since I'm running around the house cleaning, but I can definitely get it from you and email you. But yeah, so I had no idea that. I mean, that's huge that you do that. So yeah, maybe we could talk. But I had another question too, and thank you guys for sharing all the information that you've shared because it's very helpful. And one of the things that I think I've realized, which I could use some help on, is I just need to get outside of my little Facebook circle because I don't even know how to use Instagram, embarrassingly enough to say that. So I don't have an Instagram account or anything. But, you know, for me to just talk to my 100 friends and family on Facebook about Beachbody, I think it annoys them because I see them personally and it bothers them. So I think what I'm going to do is start a different Facebook account and just start fresh with a different, you know, it'll still be my name, but just different. So then I can actually build like fitness through that and talk just about that. But what are some tips that any of you guys have on like, how do you get outside of your social circle? Like, does anyone have tips on that? Because I think that's what I need to do to even get to any level.
I can give you a couple tips if anybody wants to chime in. But for me, how I kind of overcome my warm market is I go to things that interest me. So for example, clean eating groups on Facebook. In the little search box, you just search clean eating or healthy living, I look for, or fitness. Sometimes I even go to the P90X page and I add some people from there and I talk to them about fitness. Sometimes they don't have a coach. Basically, you just want to keep adding Facebook friends, like maybe 5 a day, just request them. There's a way to delete all your requests. That way you don't get blocked from requesting people who don't add you back. But no matter what, whoever your new friend is or whoever accepts your request or whatever, always message them and say, hey, thanks for adding me as a friend. Like, how are you? Or try to always connect with them somehow so they know, like, hey, she's not like super random. Like, she wants to talk about fitness, or, I love fitness. She loves fitness, things like that. So that's what I do. I go to the just search pages and I look for things that I like. Healthy living, clean eating, P90X, fitness tips, things like that. So, and if you're a mom, you can look for mom groups. Or I know last weekend, Megan was even talking about this in our last call about how to get out of your warm market and kind of just dive right into something new. So if you're better face-to-face with people, you can go to live groups. I know Megan talked about how she was part of a Moms with Preschoolers group last week. Or for me, I kind of dove in and I found a new church group that I could, just talk to people about, but we had the same interest. So it wasn't all about fitness. You're making friends, but you're also making exposures and you're adding people to your Facebook.
So, and that was going to be my next question. So how many people do you think a day? Like, if the target is, add 5 new people a day, do you think that's a good goal to get started?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I would say 3 to 5 just to get started. 5 would probably be, it depends what kind of goal you're making. So 5 new conversations or 5 new friend requests that are being answered. So you have to make a goal for yourself. I'd say talking to at least 3 new people a day, or, communicating via message is a good goal. And then adding at least, 3 to 5 new people on your page a day is a good goal.
Okay.
The other thing I would suggest doing is maybe doing a like page instead of erasing your current Facebook page. So
what does that mean? What's a like page?
It's just like kind of you can make it maybe like your...
Jennifer has a like page. Forte for Life is your like page.
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Dina. I actually do have a Forte page, which I do some blogging and things like that on, which, so yeah, you can go out and like it. But I think I'm running into the same issue there, is how do I get that out of my circle of friends? Do I have to do like a solicitation where I pay Facebook to pass it around?
You can, but I think, like we said, getting it out of that warm market helps out quite a bit. And I noticed, like, even just this week, I guess I wasn't always concentrating on making connections with people on Facebook after I've met them. And, just like even the 4th of July and all these people I've met at parties and, just random people all over the place. I go to a fitness class or whatever. Yeah. I never really found out, okay, what is your name? And then followed up. So even just this week, I've been amazed at how I've been able to grow that. Because when I first heard 3 to 5 friends, I'm like, that is so impossible for me. I'm never going to be able to do it. And I'm going to feel so uncomfortable. But once you actually realize how many people you are meeting all the time and you're just personable and, and excited about getting to know them and meeting them, then, it's just natural to be like, okay, well, hey, let's just connect on there.
Right.
And,
yeah, and I think that's a great tip that you guys shared earlier was, be interested and so it's interesting, but you don't actually have to be selling, especially at first, you don't have to be selling, Beachbody products, but just make that connection first. So yeah, I think that's a good tip.
Yeah, definitely. Sharing, not selling, and telling, just being yourself is what I really recommend, is just being yourself and be interested genuinely about them. And then because when you act like that, it installs trust in whoever you're working with. So, whenever the time's right, they're gonna come to you, and that's huge. That's how you build, even though it might not be instant gratification, that's how you're gonna see your return on, building your friends list, communicating with new people every day and things like that.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you guys. I'll keep
Make
you up.
sure your profile's public too. That helps.
Yeah.
You know what? I did do that because I had it. I'm a college professor, so I had everything locked down just because I was so worried about it. But now that I have the like page separate from my personal page, now I have different things public. So hopefully that'll help too.
Definitely. And I did the $10 or whatever for boosting my page or whatever. And I got probably around 200 more likes. And what I did was I added those people as a friend and I messaged them one-on-one. I said, hey, like, thank you for liking my page. Like, that's awesome. Stuff like that. And then I'm just like, what kind of workouts do you do? And then eventually bring up, I would love to have you on my team. It doesn't, it's free. It's just a motivational and support group. We love to talk about fitness and getting healthy and things like that. And that's a great getaway, especially if you're concerned about, who's going to see your profile and things like that. You can just be yourself on your like page if that's what it kind of takes to make you feel comfortable.
Can you add friends on your like page though? Or just on your regular page?
Just so what's going to happen is whoever likes your like page, you can add them as a friend, but it'll be on your regular Facebook. So
right.
Instead, you can have control on who you add, if that makes sense. Like instead of somebody, possibly one of your ex-students or something like that,
right.
You can either add them or you cannot. So nobody really has to see like who's behind the page or whatever. Obviously, if you have a picture, they're gonna know, but things like that.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, it's 8:35. But I actually I want to wrap up the call, and of course, if you guys have questions, I'm gonna post the recording, and you guys, ask whatever questions you have, any follow-ups that you guys think of that just pop in your head. But I kind of wanted to end the call with this quote that I found. And this kind of leads me back to just summarizing everything we talked about tonight is, we can go over a million times everything that will make you a successful coach, every tip and every trick. There's no, like all the top coaches says, there really is no secret sauce. It's just taking responsibility for your own business, because that's what this is it's your own business. So I found this quote today, and I want to leave you guys with it. It says, in business, you have to act on your instincts because ultimately you will be the one who is responsible. If your decision fails, it ought to be something that you really believed in. You want to be able to own up to it and learn from it. So I want you guys just think about that and think about, going your own way, trying to figure out, being an independent thinker, figuring out something that is going to make you unique and run with it. Go with what makes you different as a coach and, post about that. Have people be attracted to you because you're different and things like that. And remember, you're the CEO of your business. So do what feels right. Always follow your gut instincts. But okay, guys, on that note, I'm going to stop recording, and I wish you guys a good rest of the week and rest of the Monday night.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.